Good day, everybody. So, we will be having our next topic for today. So, our topic is entitled Legal and Ethical Issues in Multicultural Workplaces. So, for the learning objectives, first is define legal and ethical issues in multicultural workplaces. Next is explain key anti discrimination laws and policies. Third is discuss the importance of equal employment opportunities. And fourth, explore ethical standards and cultural sensitivity in the workplace. Now, first, what are ethical dilemmas in multicultural setting? So, meaning, an ethical dilemma arises when a person faces a choice between two or more options, but each choice may conflict with cultural values or ethical standards. So, class, when we say ethical dilemmas in a workplace, in other words, walang tama or maling sagot. Meaning, pag may na-encounter na conflict, okay, or options, yung boss or yung leader, when it comes to organizational setting, so walang tama or maling sagot or decision. However, yung decision ay usually merong involved na um, competing ethical principles, values, or obligations. Meaning, ang tanong, alin yung susundin mo? Okay? Kasi, the question is, kapag solution A yung ginawa ko, eto yung mga maaapektuhan. Kapag yung solution B yung ginawa ko, sila naman yung maaapektuhan. Meaning, there are peoples who will become affected by your decisions. Okay? In your organizations. Yun yung tinatawag nating ethical dilemmas. Okay? Meaning, minsan or most of the time, nahihirapan tayong mag-decide or mamili sa mga solusyon na nakalatag sa table natin kasi nga, may mga taong maaapektuhan. However, the only question is, are you going to do it because this is the right actions, or you're going to revise your decision because you choose these actions? Do you get it? Okay. So that's what we call ethical dilemmas. Okay? So now, ano ba yung mga common ethical dilemmas in the workplace? Ano ba yung mga choices, okay, or actions na sometimes nahihirapan tayong mag-decide? Ano ba yung pipiliin nating strategies or solutions? First one, we have communication style. So, paano ba nangyayari yung communication styles when it comes to ethical dilemmas in the workplace? So, pag sinabi kasi nating communication style, it refers to the way people express their thoughts, their ideas, and emotions. So, diniscuss na natin to, di ba, in the previous chapter. So, lagi nating tatandaan na itong communication style ay iba-iba. Okay? Sa bawat kultura or sa bawat um, grupo sa isang organization. Merong mga kultura na kapag nagsalita ay direct. Okay? Meron naman na explicit yung communications nila or vocal. Okay? Meron namang iba, prefer nila indirect or paligoy-ligo yung pakikipag-usap. 'Di ba? Kasi nga ayaw nila magkaroon ng conflict. In short, yung iba, mga prangka, okay? Or mga what do you call this? Confrontational. Yung iba naman, kahit may gustong sabihin or merong gustong ipahayag, hindi na lang nagsasalita kasi ayaw nila ng gulo or away. So, ito yung isa sa mga common dilemmas natin sa workplace. Ngayon, kailan nangyayari yung dilemma when it comes to communication style? 'Di ba? So, for example, yung sa Western culture, direct yung feedback nila, constructive feedback nila. Okay? You're so lazy. You should work more. Okay? Sa kanila, nating personal. Okay? But ano lang, direct lang sila salita or magsabi. Sa iba naman, sa Asian culture, 'di ba, navu-view natin siya as personal attack. Ay, pinepersonal ako nito, 'di ba? So, those are some of the workplace dilemma when it comes to communication style. Next, workplace hierarchy. Okay, so ano ba yung ibig sabihin pag sinabi nating hierarchy? Ibig sabihin yung level ng autonomy or ng authority when it comes to decision making. 'Di ba? May mga hierarchical system, manager, supervisor, rank and file, president, director, 'di ba? So paano nagkakaroon ng problema or dilemma sa workplace when it comes to workplace hierarchy? Kasi nga nagkakaroon ng cultural expectations about respect. Okay, and authority sa clash with when it comes to authority within the organizational values of equality. 'Di ba? Pag manager ka, dapat mas ginagalang ka or pag supervisor ka, ikaw lang yung pwedeng magbigay ng feedback. Kapag rank and file ka, shut up ka, hindi ka pwedeng magsalita kahit may gusto kang i-share or i-suggest. So nagkakaroon ng conflict kasi nga hindi sumasang-ayon yung bawat isa. 'Di ba, dun sa mga decision making. Pero dahil nga merong hierarchy sa positions, so nalilimit yung interactions, 'di ba? Next, gender roles. So, paano ba nakakaapekto yung gender roles when it comes to ethical dilemmas in the workplace? So, pag sinabi kasi nating gender roles, 'di ba, it refers to the expectation ng society or ng cultural places when it comes to their gender. So, um, sa gender roles, nagkakaroon ng challenges when it comes to balancing modern principles and cultural values. 'Di ba? Nagkakaroon tayo ng sometimes insensitivity. When best example nito sa hiring and promotion, 'di ba? um, Way back before, mas priority yung mga lalaki when it comes to holding leadership positions, na ang babae hindi pwedeng maghawak ng leadership positions. Okay? So, doon nagkakaroon ng problema when it comes to workplace. Kasi nga, nagkakaroon ng deviation or ng stereotyping when it comes to gender. Na kapag front office agent, dapat babae lang, 'di ba? Or mas prefer nila babae. Kapag butler, dapat lalaki, 'di ba? So, nagkakaroon minsan ng conflict or ng challenges. Next, religious practices. So ito, when we say religious practices, ito yung mga rituals natin or yung mga observances natin or traditions natin na sinusunod ng isang grupo or ng isang individual as part of their faith. 'Di ba? So, some of the practices na nakakaapekto when it comes to religious practices is yung schedules, yung dietary requirements, yung mga dress codes, 'di ba? Yung mga holidays. Kasi nga we have different faith when it comes to religious practices. So paano nag-o-occur or nangyayari yung dilemma or yung um, problema when it comes to religious practices? For example, prayer times or fasting during Ramadan, 'di ba? Meron tayong mga coworkers na Muslims, 'di ba? So, iba yung traditions nila when it comes to prayer times, their fasting, or meron silang mga dietary restrictions such as halal na nire-require para mag-adjust yung workplace. So, even though ina-accommodate naman natin yung mga ganong practices para makapag-promote tayo ng inclusivity, so nagiging challenge siya when it comes to productivity, schedules, or budget. Kasi nga, the company needs to adjust, okay, for inclusive environment. Okay? And next, yung gift giving and bribery. So, yung gift giving, isa na to sa mga kultura natin that shows respect, appreciation, or goodwill sa mga katrabaho natin, sa mga kliyente natin. However, yung bribery naman, very unethical siya or hindi tama yung pamamalakad or illegal na nag-o-offer tayo ng something. Okay? Para lang makagain tayo ng advantage natin. So, paano siya nagiging dilemma or problema between the workplace. So kasi minsan na hindi na natin ma-distinguish or hindi na natin ma-separate kung yun pa ba ay gift giving pa rin or bribery na, 'di ba? So hindi na natin siya ah, ma-deviate sa isa't isa. Halimbawa, magkatrabaho kayo, parehas kayong nag-apply for promotion ng supervisor. 'Di ba? Supervisory position. Yung kalaban mo, lagi siyang nagbibigay ng gift or ng tokens or nanlilibre dun sa boss nyo. Pero para sa kanya, love language niya lang yon. Pero, nagkakaroon ng conflict kasi it seems na bribery na siya, 'di ba? Or sinusuhulan na niya. Kasi nga both of you ay may application for supervisory position. So nagkakaroon ng conflict when it comes to the workplace. And lastly, conflict resolution. When we say conflict resolution, paano ba natin ina-address yung mga disagreements? Okay? Or yung mga conflict sa workplace. Okay? Meron kasing mga company na kahit sabihin mo nang sabihin yung problema, parang wala silang pakialam. Okay? Or there are certain companies naman na they are very strict when it comes to conflict. Pag nag-share ka, nandiyan na agad yung actions nila. There are companies na meron silang avoidance. Okay? Hindi nila iniintindi. Or they are not keeping an eye or an ear dun sa problema. Okay? They are just neglecting it. So, nagkakaroon tuloy ng dilemma or ng problema when it comes to conflict. So these are the common ethical dilemmas in the workplace. Next is, what are anti-discrimination laws in the workplace? So that's why dahil nga nakaka-encounter tayo ng different challenges and dilemmas in the workplace, nagkaroon tayo ng mga anti-discrimination laws in the workplace. So anong ibig sabihin ng anti-discrimination laws in the workplace? So it is a legal framework that designed to protect employees from unfair and equal treatment in the workplace. Meaning, in short, okay, these laws protect the employees' welfare. Okay? Their welfare while they are working in the organization. Okay? Ito yung pumuprotekta sa kanila bilang empleyado or manggagawa. So, mini-make sure or ine-ensure ng mga batas na ito na ang bawat individuals na nagtatrabaho sa isang company ay magkakaroon ng pantay-pantay na what? Na treatment when it comes to their performance, qualification, and hindi nakafocus sa kanilang personal attributes or characteristics. Okay? So, yan. Now, ano yung mga characteristics na pinoprotektahan ng multicultural laws in the workplace? Okay? Ano ba yung mga sakop nun or coverage nun? Una, race and ethnicity. Okay? So it prohibits racial bias and stereotyping. So inaalis nito yung bias and stereotyping sa workplace na hindi porket puti ka, ikaw lang yung priority. Pag black ka, hindi ka priority. So inaalis yung mga ganong um, what do you call this? Stereotyping or Europeans are designed for being managers. Asians are not designed for managers. So, inaalis yung mga ganong discrepancies, okay, or discrimination ng mga batas na pinapatupad sa workplace. Another one, gender and sexual orientations. So, it ensures na mapalalaki or mapababae or part ka man ng LGBTQ plus community ay lahat makakatanggap ng equal pay, promotions, and opportunities in the workplace. Okay? Lahat ay pantay-pantay. Next, age. Okay, it protects older and younger workers from bias in hiring, promotion, and termination. Next, religion and beliefs. So, respect freedom of belief and religious practices. Another one, disability. So, require reasonable accommodation and equal access to opportunities. So, meaning, okay, kahit na may kapansanan ka, hindi ka pwedeng ilimit, Okay, kailangan ka pa ring itanggapin at respetuhin sa trabaho as long as you are capable of doing the tasks and responsibilities of the job. Okay? And hindi porket may kapansanan ka ay wala ka na ring opportunities katulad ng opportunities na natatanggap ng mga normal or abled employees. And lastly, cultural background. So it prevents discriminations based on traditions, customs, and national origin. So these are the characteristics that multicultural laws protected. Next, so bakit ba may batas or bakit ba tayo dapat nagpapatupad ng batas sa workplace, okay, or sa isang organization? Una, tulad ng sabi natin, it promotes fairness. Okay? Because it ensures equal treatment for all employees. Hindi pwedeng may kinikilingan, hindi pwedeng may favoritism. Okay? Kung ano yung nakukuha ng isang empleyado, according to his or her level, ganun din dapat yung nare-receive or makukuha ng isang empleyado within the same level. Okay? If that one employee can apply for a promotion, then the other employees can also do the same. Okay? Next, encourage diversity inclusions. Okay? Laws um, in the workplace allow us to build respectful and productive workplace. Imagine wala tayong batas na sinusunod sa workplace. Okay? So what will happen? It will create chaos. It will create problems kasi wala tayong batas. Walang nagbibigay sa atin ng guidelines. Walang nagbibigay sa atin ng rules na kapag ginawa mo to, this will be your punishment. Punishment. 'Di ba? So there are some people that are mean. There are some people that we cannot please not to judge and be biased. That's why this law provide guidelines and rules to encourage diversity and inclusions in the workplace. Okay? Next, it provide legal safeguards. Okay? Napakahalaga ng batas in the workplace kasi pinoprotektahan niya tayo sa mga rights natin and meron tayong kakayahan na mag-file ng complaints. Hindi pwedeng shut up na lang. Okay? Pwede tayong magreklamo, pwede tayong magsalita, pwede tayong maglabas ng saloobin natin as long as it follows the correct protocol and guidelines set by the organization. Okay? Next, it support equal employment. Okay, merong opportunity for EEO or yung tinatawag nating Equal Employment Opportunity. Mamaya iti-discuss natin siya ng mas malalim. So yung EEO, it fosters career growth based on merit. Meaning, so yung mga qualifications mo, doon ka tinitingnan based doon sa mechanics or sa sinet ng company. Hindi dahil based on your um, what do you call this, physical characteristics or your backer. So, hindi doon dapat tinitingnan. So, eto na. Ano ba yung Equal Employment Opportunity or EEO? So, pag sinabi nating equal employment opportunity, so the principle that all individuals should be given fair treatment in the workplace, regardless of their personal characteristics such as race, gender, age, religion, disability, or other protected attributes. Okay? So in short, kahit saan ka pa nanggaling, kahit saan ka pa nagmula, kahit anong edad mo, anong religion mo, or ano ba yung cultural backgrounds mo, hindi yun makakaapekto. Okay? When it comes to your application or hiring or promotion sa workplace. In short, pag sinabi nating EEO, it is about fairness. Okay? Dapat lahat ay merong chance to get hired, trained, or promoted regardless of their background. Okay? You also remember that this is not just a law, but a practice that benefits both employees and employers. Okay? First, ano ba yung mga key principles of EEO na dapat nating tatandaan? First is fair recruitment and hiring. So job applicants must be based on their skills, educations, and experience, not their personal identity. Hindi pwedeng, ay kakilala yan ng kumpare ko, ay nirefer yan ng tito ko, ay kamag-anak ko yan or pinsan ko yan. Though in reality, nangyayari siya, okay, which is hindi natin maiiwasan, but it prevents those things happen, especially sa mga multi uh, global company. Okay, 'di ba? That's why meron pa nga pag nag-a-apply kayo sa mga multinational companies, may mga tanong doon, do you know someone working in the organization, or how do you know our organization? Doon kasi inaalam nila if you have a personal connections or a personal relationship with someone or somebody within their organization. Okay? So, meaning, itong number one, employers should use unbiased job posting. Dapat meron silang standardized interviews and meron silang clear hiring criteria. Kailangan nila mag-provide ng mechanics. Okay? Ito dapat yung mga qualifications. Okay? Next, non-discrimination in the workplace. So employees must not face discrimination in pay, promotions, benefits, or disciplinary action. In short, everyone should have equal access to opportunities. Okay? For example, in training or in career advancement, everybody should have equal access on that. So dapat lagi nating binibigyan ng space for everybody. Next, reasonable accommodation. Ito mostly yung mga employers nagpo-provide sila ng adjustment for employees with disabilities. Okay? So, example, yung mga assistive devices, flexible schedules, 'di ba? Or itong reasonable accommodation, nag-extend din to sa mga religious practices. Halimbawa, yung mga empleyado, meron silang iba't ibang religion. So, meron yung mga ibang employees or employers, they have different schedules for prayer breaks, holiday breaks, dress codes, so on and so forth. Next, harassment-free workplace. So, employees should be protected from sexual harassment, bullying, or any hostile work environment based on personal identity. So, dapat yung employers mag-establish siya ng reporting systems and take corrective actions. Halimbawa, may nag-report ng sexual harassment. So, hindi mo pwedeng, ay, manahimik ka na lang, wag na natin yung pag-usapan. So, hindi yun pwede. Kailangan meron kayong clear guidelines and procedures, yung kung paano nyo siya iha-handle properly, okay, within your organization. Next, inclusive policies and culture. So, companies should promote diversity and inclusion through trainings, awareness, and leadership practices. So, kailangan yung policies na gagawin nyo ay malinaw at pantay-pantay para sa lahat. Okay, wala dapat ma-undervalued. Everybody should be respected. Okay, hindi dapat siya discriminatory. It should be inclusive for all. Okay? Next, benefits of EEO. So kapag pinractice natin yung mga principles ng equal employment opportunity, anong mangyayari sa organization natin? Una, encourages diverse perspective and innovations because you allow people to share their feedback, you allow people to talk, you allow people to brainstorm and innovate. Okay, then it will help your company or your organization develop and progress. Okay? From time to time because these people will help you. Okay? To enhance the reputations of your organization. Next, reduces legal risk and labor disputes. If we follow the key principles of EEO, maiiwasan natin yung mga kaso, yung mga legal problems. Kasi halimbawa, may sexual harassment in the office or in the workplace. Nag-report yung empleyado mo na siya ay naka-encounter ng sexual harassment. Tapos ikaw lagi sinabi mo lang, ah, don't mind it, okay? Or just ignore it. Siyempre magagalit yung empleyado. So what will happen? Magsasampa ng kaso. Okay? So it will incur a lot of financial losses or damage to reputation kapag nagkaroon ng mga legal risk and labor disputes. 'Di ba? Lalo na yung mga company na merong mga union or merong mga samahan. Okay? So that's why we have to follow the EEO. Next, builds positive organizational reputation. So katulad nga ng sinabi ko, if you follow the key principle of EEO, 'di ba? Yung mga empleyado mo na mismo yung magma-market sa company mo through what? Word of mouth. Kasi they are experiencing inclusivity and diversity in the workplace and you are open to their voices. Okay? So, isha-share nila yun, uy, alam mo, napakaganda nung company namin, yung organization namin. Our employers are really listening to us. Our employers are really practicing inclusivity and diversity in our workplace. So, by doing that, 'di ba, your reputation will become stronger. Okay? And your image, your brand will be well known with not only with your jurisdictions but with other um, organizational, what do you call this, industries. Kasi nga, 'di ba? The employees are satisfied. The employees are um, feel valued. So, tataas yung reputation ng organization. And lastly, increases employee morale, loyalty, and productivity. 'Di ba? If you are practicing EEO or the Equal Employment Opportunity, then your employee confidence will be boosting. Okay? Then, and they will really exert efforts, 'di ba, to enhance productivity and efficiency in the workplace. And kapag nangyari 'yun, may kakaroon ng loyalty. Mas tatagal sila dun sa company kasi hindi nila maiisip mag-resign. Okay? Next. Now, what are some of the laws in the Philippines that promote multicultural diversity in the workplace? Actually, we discussed this on our lesson 2. Okay, but we will also discuss it by now to discuss some of the laws, okay, in the workplace when it comes to multicultural diversity. So first is the 1987 Philippine Constitution or the Bill of Rights. So according to it, it guarantees equal protection under the law regardless of race, religion, sex, or culture. So pakitandaan that 1987 Philippine Constitution Bill of Rights serve as the foundation of all workplace anti-discrimination policies. Lahat ng babanggitin natin sa mga susunod na slides ay nandito sa Bill of Rights. Okay? Kasi nga ito yung foundation ng lahat ng batas when it comes to anti-discrimination sa workplace. Next is Republic Act number 837 or the Indigenous Peoples' Rights Act or the IFPRA of 1997. So according to this law, so it protects the rights of indigenous people including employment opportunities. So hindi dapat sila sineset aside or binabaliwala when it comes to employment opportunities. Sila rin ay may karapatang mag-apply, ma-promote, okay, sa trabaho. One of the best example of this nakita ko is hindi siya related sa tourism and hospitality ay sa PNP. Yung mga IPs, 'di ba merong mga indigenous people like yung mga Igorot na kinulang sila sa yung height, when it comes to height, 'di ba? Sa PNP kasi merong designated height when they are applying. Pero yung mga IPs natin, like yung mga Igorot, in order for them to be qualified doon sa hiring sa PNP, they are asking or they are securing a waiver or a height waiver. Okay, yun ay isa sa kanilang privilege in order for them to be qualified for the application. So you see, everybody should be inclusive when it comes to hiring. Next is It requires employers to respect cultural identity, beliefs, and traditions of IPs in the workplace. Okay, so employers should be aware and knowledgeable when it comes to their traditions in the workplace. Next, Republic Act number 727 or the Magna Carta for Persons with Disability as amended by RA 10524. Okay? So, unahin muna natin yung Republic Act number 7277 nung hindi pa siya nare-revise. Okay? Nung hindi pa siya nare-revise, according to this law, according to this RA, so itong batas na to ay nagpo-promote ng inclusivity when it comes to PWDs in employment. Ibig sabihin, kahit ikaw ay persons with disabilities, okay, meron ka pa rin karapatan na mag-apply at tanggapin sa trabaho. As long as that you are qualified and achieve the mechanics or the qualifications of the employer. Meron akong isang nakitang best example nito, yung sa may Mall of Asia. Ano siya, yung frozen ice cream. I forgot the name. So, yung mga empleyado nila doon ay mga deaf and mute. Okay? But still, it doesn't limit the opportunities for them to be hired. So, those are some of the inclusive example of workplaces who accepts persons with disability. Next, it encouraged workplaces to provide reasonable accommodations. When we say reasonable accommodations, yung mga employers, since meron silang mga persons with disabilities na employees, halimbawa, blind. Some of the employers sa elevator nila naglalagay sila ng braille. Yung mga dot, dot, dot na kapag hinawakan or kinapa ng mga blinds ay nalalaman na nila kung ano yung meaning nun. Or meron ng yung mga lift na nagagamit para sa mga wheelchair ng mga PWDs, 'di ba? Or may mga hearing aid na din sa mga what you call this companies or organizations. And ayan, ito yung amended doon sa batas na Republic Act number 727. Na-revise siya and ito yung nadagdag doon sa revisions. Sabi doon, sa bawat organization na merong 100 plus workers, dapat nag-a-allocate sila ng 1% of jobs for PWD. So for example, merong 100 workers ang isang what do you call this? Ang isang organization. So 1% of the 100 should be allocated for the PWDs. Okay, so yon ay required na ng batas. Next, Republic Act number 6725 or Prohibition Against Discrimination of Women. So, strengthens gender equality in the workplace. So, mapababae, mapalalaki, dapat ay pantay-pantay. Women have the capacity to hold leadership roles, to be promoted, to be trained, to be accommodated, and to be inclusive in the workplace. Okay, it promotes equal pay, benefits, and opportunities regardless of sex or gender. And lastly, it encourages a more inclusive work culture. Okay, last but not the least, the Republic Act number 10911 or the Anti-Age Discrimination in Employment Act. So meaning it prohibits discrimination based on age in hiring, training, promotion, and retirement. So ensures equal opportunities for both young and older workers. So kahit matanda ka na or kahit bata ka pa, so hindi ka pwedeng ilimit, hindi pwedeng sabihin, ay hindi ka na pwede magtrabaho kasi nasa 40s ka na, ay hindi ka na pwede magtrabaho kasi senior citizen ka na. So, hindi. As long as you are still able to comply with the qualifications and mechanics provided by the employers and you are capable physically, emotionally, okay, to do the job responsibilities, so hindi ka dapat dinidiscriminate when it comes to employment opportunities. And that's the end of our discussion.